You guys. So he's constantly backdooring shit for his benefit on in Howard's name on Howard's show.
And did he think Howard was gonna like find out about it, like the fact that he keeps wearing this guy's shirt on TV?
Right. Well, the other thing is the Channel 9 show did great numbers, like beat Saturday Night Live.
Hey guys, I can't help it. They're reviewing Stuttering John again, where Howard really beats the crap out of him for being on Adam Carolla. This is after he was gone and screwing up big time, like he usually does.
On a lot of nights, on a lot of Saturdays. So the Channel 9 show was selling advertising. Like there were people that paid to get promotion on that channel.
Oh yeah.
And you're backdooring for your fucking needs.
One of them was Snapple.
John. Yeah.
That's it. He just ticked me off.
Well, did you have anything to do with him?
No. But no, he's made overtures. You know, like I saw him. I had no beef with him whatsoever. I was very happy for him. But now I got a beef.
Well, you know, I think I saw some different stuff than you. I mean, he was always on his best behavior with you, but I kind of saw the other stuff.
Yeah, stay away from me.
If you weren't like on the Howard level or the Robin level or the Jackie level, it's like, you know, the disrespect came fast and furious.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've had it with this fucking guy going around badmouthing me.
Yeah, Fred is that first alien that gave birth to all the other aliens. He is the queen dabbler, not Chrissy Mayer. It
was the first time Howard let go and told the truth about John and how he feels about him.
It's him. I'm sorry. He had this guy pegged long before any of us saw all the same shit we see. You know?
Yeah, Fred was the guy, and he would constantly bring things up on the show. You know, he was very adamant about how he felt about John, but he kept quiet for the most part because he knows how the show works.
Well,
but
I think he just said another telling thing was Fred was like, well, you were friends with him. And I think that was always in the back of Fred's mind when he was fighting with John is like, hey, man, I don't know how close this guy is with Howard. You know, the way John tells it, they're hanging out every other day. So, you know, maybe that's something Fred's thinking about. I can't go I can't go 100% on this guy because I don't want Howard getting pissed.
Right, but I also think Fred knows Howard enough. He's been working with him for such a long time. He knows his modus operandi, right? He knows that he'll bring him up. He'll let him bring John up. Nobody kind of he doesn't want to bring the drama to his door.
Correct.
Fuck you.
Now he can do it.
Now all bets are off, dude. This is the guy, this is the off-air guy you're about to hear.
Right.
Motherfucking this guy on the air as if he would off the air.
Did he ever talk to you about John?
Never.
No.
You're dead to him. There's no survivors. You understand? Like, just leaving. That's not true. We've communicated since I left.
I'm talking about Fred.
Fred? Did I talk to him about John? Oh.
Did Fred ever talk to you about John, or did anybody, like if you guys hung out?
I mean, nothing that I can remember specifically, but I'm sure there's stuff that, like, if I go back and look through some my news stories, I'm sure I could find stuff. I should look for Stuttering John news stories in my old files there and see what I got. Because if I did do anything on Stuttering John, you can bet your sweet ass I went to Fred Norris to get a comment from him.
Yeah, and I bet you any money, and this is something that you know too, Fred definitely watches the Dabbleverse. I'm sure he's really, really interested in what we talk about with John and stuff like that.
You know what I have in my files that I saw the other day? A Pat Cooper interview that I don't think ever aired on the news because he went off on Howard. I walked into that green room at Sears. I was like, Pat, how are you? And he's like, let me tell you something. And 7 minutes later, I walked out going, I'm never going to be able to play this.
Let me tell you something, short pants.
Not you, not my mother, not my father.
And I know you're a Jew, and I have a lot of respect for your people, but let me tell you this one thing.
Fuck. I mean, really.
Let me go
upset with this fucking guy going around badmouthing me. Fuck you. You talentless fuck.
There we go. That's number 2. Fuck you. You
I mean, really. I mean, honestly. He stuttered. I get a note last night from Bubba's guys. They go, hey, Stuttering John wants to do Bubba's show. Do you have a problem? I go, no, of course not. I said, I have no problem with John. John's a friend of mine. He's on there about how I didn't stick up for him. What a fucking asshole. I mean, really. I mean, just shut your fucking pie hole, asswipe.
Most recruiters are playing the game completely wrong in 2025. They're still stuck in the old model where...
I'm an ungrateful fuck. Here, listen to this. All right. You would have thought he was the star of the show.
Did you ever think, expect, or hope that the boss man would kick something down to
I mean, Corolla's got this move of calling me stern.
Something down.
Yeah, but I should pay John personally, you know?
Howard, when you listen to this, did you get the feeling that that Adam had some sort of problem as well?
Well, Adam calls me stern. Like, what is that?
No, but I mean, even the questions that he was asking during this whole exchange.
Yeah,
it made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, me too. And, and Adam's always calling me also about, getting involved in his film and this and that and the other thing. And, what is all that?
And,
none of these guys should call me. None of these guys.
I mean, it kind of shocked me, actually.
Yeah, I'm a little ticked off about this shit.
Well, let me hear it.
Did you ever think, expect, or hope that the boss man would kick something down to you?
Of course, Adam. Listen, I love Howard and all, but my biggest
No, you don't.
has always been on that show that, they just don't take care of people financially, and it was
my job to take care of John
This guy is literally a retard with 70 IQ. Howard gave him a job, and because of that, he got a movie, he got a part in Wings, he got a book deal, he got a record deal, and he's complaining. What a piece of crap this guy is. Look at him now. All those opportunities, look what he did with it. He got what he deserved. Piece of shit.
Oh, by the way, I mean the big rap against John with his traveling comedy review.
Yeah.
And I think the truth can finally be told. And I don't know if Jim has ever spoken to you about this or not. But other comedians used to come up to me after
And then John didn't pay them.
John got the lion's share. He came out, was Huck Finn, basically said, okay, here's our next comedian. These guys did all the heavy lifting. John took the lion's share of the money and paid them like $100 per
Mr.
person.
Generous.
And he wouldn't give them good accommodations,
Right.
or
So he basically-
he would cheap out on the show.
So here's the bottom line.
When push came to shove.
We have 50 people working on the show. There's a lot of people who weren't paid well. It was a beginner's job. A lot of interns who wanted to work with us. It's a beginner job. And I'd say to them, maybe I can go to Tom and ask for some money. I'd love to have you around, but it's a beginner job.
Right.
And at some point, you got to leave. You got to understand, it's not going to be a full-time gig.
Notice how John was the only one that Howard was like, at some point you got to leave. Not like the others who started in the same position as him, as interns, who ended up becoming associate producers, now executive producers. Like, he's the only one that even the job, he was so shitty at it that Howard's mentality of him was like, this is a pit stop for you. You got to go be awful somewhere else. And shout out to Mars.
Fuck you talentless fuck.
Thank you.
Well, when there's no growth potential at some place, when your boss understands the fact that you aren't going to succeed here, you're not going to how can you be promoted to anything if you're not going to be working harder or showing any sort of growth?
Exactly. The growth potential is you. There is always room for somebody who comes in.
Had an amazing opportunity, biggest radio show in the world. He couldn't put a reel-to-reel tape on a tape recorder. He couldn't type. He didn't know how to use Lotus Notes. And he never learned. To this day, he types like a retard, one finger, one hand. This guy, 40 years, learned nothing. Except how to open a beer can beautifully. That's all he's good at. And whippets.
Brings 10 ideas to the table every day. They will find money to pay you. They will make it happen. But you got to bring that shit every day. That's how you establish a role.
I mean, it's very evident in the fact that when he got fired from that from his own radio show that he was hosting
Yeah.
at the network. I mean, that's a very clear example of you're not cutting it in this business. You know, because I mean, again, one of your end games is to either be like a producer or a host or something in the broadcasting field.
But even that, it's like you say hosting. He didn't even host. It was a pre-recorded show. It was literally him with bullet points, scripted talk-ups, what they're promoting on the other shows, what the concert is this week, this month, what the giveaways are.
It didn't start out that way, but after a couple of tries, they realized he can't do it. Leno did the same thing. Put him in the audience and pre-recorded his stuff. Demoted him like 3 times. And called him a writer so that he had something to do. And Shuley was a caller. And Shuley brought in good stuff on the phone, came in, got a job, was there for years, and moved up through the ranks and left on his own. There you go.
Recorded phone calls. It's all like he didn't do radio. He didn't do radio. Radio is putting in a shift live on the air, whether it's playing songs or talking or whatever. This is just it's an automated thing that they play on its own.
Well, nobody told him that because he went on to host his own podcast badly.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause he's a
nobody's.
broadcaster.
It's not that nobody told him. Nobody stops him this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the only one that can stop him. There's no Chuck Roast to fucking look at him and go, "You're fired, bitch."
So I get John 10 grand here. I get John 10 grand there from the TV show, this and that, the other thing. And, and then he'd go do appearances and I'd plug them. And then I got him, help get him a radio show at K-Rock. I mean, you know what? I would give my left nut to have my own radio show at K-Rock when I was his age. That don't happen by accident.
He also got a lot of benefits from the show,
But also think about, like, we know what.
Everything was given to him. He didn't earn anything, so it had no value. When you don't earn it, it goes away as quick as you got it. Because you didn't earn it, you don't know the value. Typical. That's why he has no money, no house, no wife, no home, and no kids. Because they don't have anything to do with him because he didn't work for anything. It's all handed to him, and he kicked it in the ass. Laughed in the face. Put his hands up, put his feet on the desk, and it was a big shot. When he had the band, they said he was opening for some big names. He wouldn't show up for rehearsal. He's like a big shot all of a sudden. Typical asshole. Lost that too.
Radio snob Howard is. And I don't mean that in a bad way. The guy fucking revolutionized it, right? But look at how he feels about podcasts, right? He's an old school guy that's like, in his mind, you have to come up through the ranks. Right or wrong, that's the way he sees it because that's the way he did it. Pay your dues, ironically. And he's sitting here saying, fuck, man. It goes against everything he feels, which is like, this guy should earn his way like I did. He liked him so much, he gave him that opportunity.
He did. But let's also say he gave him too much of an opportunity in the beginning.
Of course.
I mean, he came into this gig not just answering phones. They put him on TV, like they put him on the street. They gave him airtime, a lot of airtime. So I mean, again, they kind of created this monster
For
in a
sure.
way. But he's right. But you at that point you should learn how the business works. You should learn to get better. You should, if you're throwing into the fire like that, then be better. Become a better broadcaster.
Yeah. This guy's taking over. He's going to be in the writers' meetings. Weigh your dues. I like it. I'm with you.
Get like a couple of movie roles.
You do what you can.
Good stuff.
You do what you can. But this idea that he has, that he was sort of like underpaid super talent. We wrote him a bunch of questions, and he went out on a red carpet and asked questions that we wrote. I mean, that was it, and he answered our phone.
Right.
And I'm all about that. But the thing is that, now to go around badmouthing me, no, dude, you were a guy, an intern, who I got a job for. Just say thank you and shut your fucking mouth.
This is Buick. Now. Buick. Exceptional.
And that led to the Tonight Show. So don't be so fucking bitter, dude. I love Howard, but he doesn't go to bat for you. Don't go to bat for you, man. I went to bat for you more than I go for most
There
people.
were so many people you were batting for. You look like A-Rod.
Yeah, I mean, there's only and quite frankly,
you
look like you were clubbing seals.
Time for the show.
Quite frankly, I thought I was underpaid at K-Rock. You know what I
We
mean?
all were.
Yeah. Yeah, Ralph, go ahead.
Oh my God! Finally.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Ralph Cirilla. Love it. All these people that have been close to Howard for so long are so happy he finally sees the John they've all known for all these years. I love it.
The
Fuck this
truth
Finally,
comes out, huh?
Realize what a piece of shit he is, and he has always been. No one fucking forced him to stay at that job.
They weren't going to pay me any more money than $4 an hour.
So what did you do?
So you stayed there for your whole career, right?
No, I made a tape, and I went, and I pulled myself out of that situation.
If you're in radio, that's
by the
what
way,
you do.
I never blamed the people I worked for. I said, that's all they had for
You
me.
sat around resenting everybody, right?
Yeah, no, I never did. I said, you know what? In fact, if it wasn't for that $4 an hour job, I never would have gotten into radio.
That's right.
I
It was
needed
a-
And that's the thing that John will never understand. And it's not something you can teach somebody. It's something that you have inside of you when you get something or get to a point and you reflect.
John can't be taught anything because he knows everything. He's too smart. He's a genius. He's a Mensa. He's a delusional moron. 70 IQ, got to remember. Poor Ralphie passed away suddenly. What a shame.
On where you started and how shitty that beginning was and how far you've come. That feeling of being proud of yourself. We are our own fucking worst critic, enemy, whatever you want to say. So getting to a point in life where you can internally go, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. But you have to eat that shit sandwich in the beginning to have that feeling later on. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. You know, those humble beginnings make you the person that you are later on. I mean, if you're still making $4 an hour 30 years from now,
Right.
it's your fault. And of course, John wasn't making $4 an hour. He was making $20 an hour, teaching. I mean, again, he went back full circle. Like he never. It's one thing to achieve fame, and it's one thing to achieve money. But what's the point if you don't know how to hold on to it, and if you're back to square one? 25,
Right.
30 years later. I mean, what's the point? What have you learned?
And it'd be one thing if he literally got nothing from this job.
It's like the guy at the circus who shovels elephant shit. And the guy says, why don't you quit? He goes, what, and leave show business? John gave up everything to be on the show and be what he thought was a... To this day, he says, I'm a celebrity. So he ignored his family and everything else so he could be a star, which never happened, and get his $4 an hour. And then he got lucky. Leno gave him $500,000 the first year. He bought a house he couldn't afford. He lost that. He got demoted and gave up his family. Wanted a different pizza every night, so gave up the wife. Supposedly, that's his story. I think she got rid of him because he was a pig. So, and Suzanne is really a good person. She won't talk about him. They should get her on the air to find out the truth. But we already know that. So, there we go.
Like, he didn't get a record deal. He didn't get TV appearances. He didn't get appearances at strip clubs and comedy tours. Let's say he didn't get any of those things. Even then, the jobs that I got nothing from. Here's what I got from him. The fact that I know this isn't something I ever want to do again, and I have to follow I have to chase what I really want to do, so I'm never doing that ever again.
If you're in the show business, getting one break is hard
Right.
enough.
Right.
Getting that first break is hard. John had like 3 breaks. 4 breaks.
Yeah, I mean, might be in
You-
double digits with breaks.
Yeah, you only get a certain amount of breaks. Hopefully one. And with that one break, you can create an entire fucking amazing career. Like Shane Gillis got a break.
Let's count the breaks. Movie deal. Wings. Video, television show episode. 2. Record deal. 3. Being on the radio all the time. Book deal. What else? We got never ending stand-up comedy deal. Stearns and Friends. Friends of Howard Stern comedy. Yeah, what else we got? Everything he ever did was an opportunity given to him. Unbelievable. I sound bitter, right? Yeah. When I was 17, I hung out at a stereo shop, Radio Row, New York City, until they gave me a job repairing stereos. That's where I started. Ended up being the youngest engineer at CBS by the time I was 18. Full engineer. And then from there, Beach Street Productions, all kinds of engineering for video companies, 70s and 80s, and earned every minute of it.
When his stuff went viral and everyone said he was a racist, it was a blessing in disguise. Now he's one of the hottest comedians out there because he just gained this following from it. But also, he was talented. He knew how to carry it. He knew how to make it into something.
Right.
Guys like John.
Yeah. But guys like John are similar to guys like Dat Fan.
I'm Mark Erickson, founder of Total Body Experts, where we believe movement is medicine and fit.
Yeah. But guys like John are similar to guys like Dat Fan. Shuli and the bareback Matic Small.
Barback Madiq Small without remorse.
Madiq Small.
I guess I'm the Barback Madiq Small, so thank you.
All right.
I never barback.
Plates spinning, man. Multiple plates spinning. They're not just sitting there waiting on one thing.
Hey, I'm not responsible for your pay.
Listen to
but
this.
if you do these other gigs, I'm not very happy with you to do them.
Shut the fuck up, ex-wife, and suck my cock. Don't fucking call my girlfriend. Don't have your wife call. And really, I gotta tell Beth, would you stop with the fucking phone calls to Susanna?
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell John to have Susanna stop.
No,
calling.
I mean, really.
That's your.
This guy's a fucking tool maniac. What an ingrate. Honest to God. Shut the fuck up. Be happy you're on the Tonight Show.
Yeah, and I think all those people over there who still...
And the reason everybody calls her Susanna is because stupid couldn't even say her name, Susanna, properly. Unreal, right? Like Pamela Anderson and Nicolas Cage. What a dumbass.
Talk to Johnson. Stop that, too.
Well, you know what, John? Wait a minute. There's something we're missing here. John is on the Tonight Show. Why is he talking about something he did 5 years ago?
Because they've clamped him up on the Tonight Show. They made a mistake in hiring him. They do nothing with him. He told me I'm going to be Ed McMahon.
But if there was
Ed
something
McMahon sat
going
on the
on
couch.
with him, you'd be talking to him about that.
Yeah.
Not something he did 5 years ago.
I love it. I love it. Now that's a part one.
Now he talks about what he did 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Nothing. The guy's living in the past.
That's a part one. This is kind of the stuff we play on Blood.
He talks about his 6th grade teacher told him this. 5th grade teacher told him that. He's living in the past. Glory days.
If you're not a tier 1 member, get yourself a membership. It's $5.
And their knowledge that it's going to motivate our audience when they do that.
Yeah, I don't brag when he has a good show. Well, no one's yet to brag about that. Won't annoy the shit out of you about getting a timeshare somewhere you're never gonna go. It's gonna be great.
2 tickets to a Vegas show, and it's It's a cool thing, and soon in April I'll be doing a screening. I hope you come and
I defy any human being to sit through that.
It sounds like torture. I mean, you look at that trailer.
Please send me the movie. I want to be tortured.
Yeah, I got to tell you something. He can go fuck himself, officially. Going around on the badmouth tour of Howard Stern because you're desperate to sell some shit movie.
Right, you gotta get people to Tahiti Village.
I want to know when the movie tanks.
On Howard's back.
When the movie tanks, how's he going to blame me for that? Somehow I did it.
And then, I guess he'll throw Jay under the bus too. Jay's not promoting this fucking piece of shit on his show.
Look at Robin checking in. It takes a Tahiti Village, doesn't it, Professor? It really does.
That's what happens when real loyal people band together and stick to each other. These guys have been through everything.
Yeah,
Robin and Howard, Fred. It's like a real slight. They took him under his wing.
Yeah,
he took John under his wing.
But not just with work, with life. They literally had to teach him all the things that his mom and dad didn't teach him. And that's a lot. It's pretty much everything.
But they took care of him like he was a kid for the whole time he was there.
Still
they
is.
babied him. Yeah.
Yeah. I fucking love this episode. Little Johnny finally getting this played with another member of the Howard Stern show there to keep it.
Is that supposed to be me?
This episode, Little Johnny finally getting this played with another member of the Howard Stern show there to keep everyone honest. FSJ. Troll Hunter, if you love this episode, you're gonna lose your shit over the Don't Drink the Kool-Aid episode. Yeah. I thought it was Floyd. You're saying crazy timing. Gotcha.
Starting salary.
No.
Oh, man. They gotta be watching the show. They gotta be watching the Dabbleverse stuff because it's right up their alley. How are they not wanting to keep tabs on this fucking crazy motherfucker?
I'll say this. I've had communication with somebody that I haven't talked to in a while from there, and we're setting up a day and time to get together and
more than the Dabbleverse, they should be watching John's quote-unquote podcast. See what a sweaty, degenerate moron he is. He thinks his kids might watch him. And he says stuff about jerking off and all this disgusting stuff, his hemorrhoids. He doesn't care that his mother thinks with his kids. What a jerk.
Catch up on shit. Bogarting all the memes, dude.
I saved them for Into the Pond.
Who's this guy?
7 out of 10 potatoes.